think in your last paper which I gave of the bhajan, there is a small mother's bhajan is there, you see. So, I think this one, Devi. So, we can have it. So, first I chant, then you can chant. Huh? You can want, if you want, you can play. Anybody, if they want, but. It is very small bhajan, but I don't know that he's a good harmonist. I thought only he's a violinist. Huh? Multi-instrumentalist. Oh. So, that one, no, this, acha. अम्ब परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम अम्ब परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम त्रिभुवनेश्वरी राजराजेश्वरी त्रिभुवनेश्वरी राजराजेश्वरी आनंद रूपिणी पालय माम आनंद रूपिणी पालय माम त्रिभुवनेश्वरी राजराजेश्वरी त्रिभुवनेश्वरी राजराजेश्वरी आनंद रूपिणी पालय माम अम्ब परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम कंची कामाक्षी मधुर मीनाक्षी कंची कामाक्षी मधुर मीनाक्षी काशी विशालाक्षी पालय माम काशी विशालाक्षी पालय माम कंची कामाक्षी मधुर मीनाक्षी काशी विशालाक्षी पालय माम अम्ब परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदि पराशक्ति पालय माम त्रिभुवनेश्वरी राजराजेश्वरी आनंदरूपिणी पालय माम् त्रिभुवनेश्वरी राजराजेश्वरी आनंदरूपिणी पालय माम् अम्ब परमेश्वरी अखिलांडेश्वरी आदिपराशक्ति पालय माम् कंची कामाक्षी मधुर मीनाक्षी काशी विशालाक्षी पालय माम् कंची कामाक्षी मधुर मीनाक्षी काशी विशालाक्षी पालय माम् काशी विशालाक्षी पालय माम् So, some of the points again we will reflect. Individuals are reflections like sun in the water, jalarka samaha. Prana, Adhyatman, Adi Brahman is, say, in the causal form. It creates all other entities like a spider. This also we heard. And a long story he told about the illusion. And what is the essence? Those who think the creation is real, and he has refuted them. And then those who think that creation is unreal, they never respect it. By telling what desire can he have whom desires, all the desires are fulfilled in whom? Something like that. So, because the Brahman is indescribable, there is no species, and there are no qualities, no action, no connection, etc. And this is day before yesterday we have discussed. Yesterday, illusion cannot exist without a substratum. Then he says, without a substratum, the illusion cannot be described. Then, just like water in a jar, the water is contained in the jar. Jar is the support. We know the support, the base for the water. In the same way, the Atman can be indicated by words. That then again the same answer he says, race, species, action, attributes, and all these things are not there, are a commonly known thing. That's why we cannot express it in words. Then he says, he says, like the horn of a hare, it becomes unworthy to know. Then he gives the answer, longing of silver ceases, so too the knowledge of Turiya removes all ignorance. Misconceptions, thinking one for the other. Atasmin tad buddhi. In Brahma Sutra it comes. And again he says the Atman can be expressed only through negation. Because in the Shanti Mantra, Purnam Adaha Purnam Idam, that which is not perceptible, paroksha, that is all-pervading, Purnamidaha, this which you see, the world, the body, the mind, this is also, he says, is complete. Purnam. As soon as you say this, it becomes an object. And Atman is not an object. That's why it cannot be expressed with the telling this. Expressed through negation only. If you remove these states, the fourth becomes proved as different from the three states. Why you should tell that with the negation? Then he says, most of the individuals they are attached to this world which is illusory. So, to negate the illusion or the illusory world or a snake on the rope, true nature of the rope, if you remove the snake on the rope, the true nature of the rope is realized. In the same way, if you remove the illusory portion, the world, the real nature of Atman you can understand. So, illusion should be negated. That is our misconceptions. And doubts are there. Doubts. And then opposite way of thinking is there. How can I be the God? And what is the proof for the existence of the God? So, to remove the obstacles or the cover of ignorance, it has to be negated. Until and unless you negate the world, you cannot think of the Atman. Negation is to remove obstacles like ignorance, the world of misery, attributes to self should be uncovered or removed. The world of misery, attributed to the self, should be uncovered or removed through negation. That's why we explain the Atman with all the attributes of a negation. Till that, we have covered yesterday. Now, Yesterday's 13 one or what? Huh? Achha. Then page 331. The last sentence, when the illusory notion of snake, etc., in the rope ceases, there arises the real knowledge of the rope simultaneously with the discrimination between the rope and the snake. In the same way, now, after the negation, you will have the discrimination between the real and the unreal. So, we are having a topic, fundamentals of Vedanta. The very first quality that an aspirant should have is discrimination. What is real and what is unreal. Then comes dispassion. Then comes the control of sense organs. Sense organs, control, both inner and outer. Endurance, all these things. And the deep desire for emancipation. Because of the difficulties I am in bondage. See, in India, many saints are there. And these devotees go to them. They never ask how to realize God. They start telling their list of difficulties. How to remove this, how to remove this, how to remove this. Oh, so many days over, we are not having a child. And our boy and girl, they are not agreeing to marry. So many things. So they give the list of the difficulties. Even if we go to a pilgrim center or a temple, they offer something and they give only this prayer. That should be happened. All the worldly things. You see, I am not finding fault with anybody, but nowadays, the trend of the people in India has become more worldly. They have become more extrovert, more selfish. So most of the people, they go and pray the Shirdi Sai Baba. Shirdi Sai Baba. He can fulfill all your worldly desires, but nothing about Atma. No religion, no realization. Lakhs of people they go. And so many in each town, in each village, they are constructing temples and temples of Shirdi Sai Baba. Why? The people have become more extrovert, more selfish, more worldly. They want to fulfill only the worldly desires. And even if they go to the saints, same thing they repeat. We want this, we want that, we want this. And so many ashrams are there, monasteries are there, and there also many aspirants will be coming. But the head of the institution never asks, what religious practices you are doing. How much he is useful for the institution, what work he can do. But nobody asks. Nobody asks about the aspirant's progress, what religious practices he is doing. But some say some 50 years back, 50 years back, it was not the trend. All my masters, you may call Kailasananda or Haritij, they used to ask about the practices which we are doing. Whatever it may be, that is why Sri Krishna says in one word, Uddhared Atmanatmanam. You have to lift your own self. From this illusory world, nobody will help you. That's why he says discrimination. The very first objective for a spiritual aspect. Yesham punastamo apanaya vitirekena ghatadigame pramanam vyapriyate tesham chedyavaya sambandha viyoga vitirekena anyatara avayave api chidir vyapriyate ityuktam syat. Darkness was there in the room, and there is a part. As soon as you put on the light, you can see the part. To see the part, you need not have any other proof. Just remove the darkness. But some so-called intelligent people are there, so-called intelligent, but they are not intelligent. What do they say? Even after putting the light, some proof is necessary to see the pot. Or, if you want to break a wood into two pieces, after breaking, some other action should be there, he says. After breaking, what necessary is there to have the action? That he is telling, you see. Those who hold that the knowledge, apart from the removal of darkness and shrouding the part, helps one to know the part, may as well hold that the act of splitting a tree, apart from the removal of the relation of the two members of the body, which has to be split, also does something to one of the two parts. See, something should be done, he says. That is their concept. Why he is telling? What connection is there with the subject? As soon as you remove ignorance, you are having the enlightenment. So, as soon as you know that there is no snake, you know the rope. So, as soon as you can remove the illusory thoughts of the world, you can think of Atma. There is no difference of gap of time. Removing darkness, immediately see the light. Remove the ignorance, immediately you are enlightened. For that he is telling. That is the connection. After seeing the rope, any other proof or effort is not seen. So, he says the knowledge of the pot is not an object of proof, but the ignorance of the part that it is there should be removed. That is by removing darkness. We see the part. In the same way, the knowledge of the part is automatically it happens. In the same way, here, how? Because there is no cause to cover it. What was the cause? Darkness. You have removed the darkness. You can see. Because it is already there. In the same way, the misconceptions, the illusoriness of the world should be removed. That's all. You are already. That's why on 12th night I told you, Swami Sivanji says, you are real. You are already Atman. You are pure. Everything is within you. So uncover the ignorance. The ignorance is the preconception of every individual. Imaginary. So, we always tell, there is no connection with anybody in this world of the aspirant. But everything he thinks, I and mine, I and mine. This is mine, this is I, this is I. In this connection, previously also I told you, you give a small boy some candies, some Cadbury chocolates, and ask him back, no, mine. I will not give. Just now I gave you. So these elderly persons, they get because of their previous actions so many things. And as soon as they get them, I and mine. And they don't know that this I and mine are taking him into the ocean, deep ocean of the worldliness. So much attached. That's why he says, you are already pure. Discriminate. Remove the ignorance. That's what he says. I don't find the mark of this footnote, where it is. Yes, doctrine. Owing to the absence of any means for realizing Turiya, it will lead to the doctrine of non-existence, Sunyavada. The atheist, footnote I am reading, atheist, believe neither in God nor in the doctrine of the self. See, he is eradicating himself. The Buddhists too have no faith in a personal God or self. But, as I told our friend yesterday, this is the misconception of the followers after a long time. See, after passing away of Buddha, many hundred years, they wanted to write something. So they called back all the disciples, followers. So one of them is Dr. Sunyavada. But Buddha never told. that everything is void. That is misconception of the followers. If Buddha says one teaching, how the teachings are bifurcated? He says one, he says one, he says one. Everything is momentary. Another fellow says. Another fellow says only objects are inside, not outside. Another fellow says objects are outside, not inside. How so many misconceptions in one master's teaching? That itself infers they have misunderstood it. That's why they have having different conceptions, notions. Their doctrine is therefore called Sunyavada, since they believe in non-existence. How a thing can come into existence from a non-existing thing? How a thing can come into existence from a non-existing thing? The meaning implied is that if the self and its various modes cannot be proved, it will lead to validity of Sunyavada. So, it has to be proved, he says. Now, again coming into the subject, present context. Yada punar ghata tamasor vivek karane pravrittam pramanam anupaditsita tamo nivritti phalavasanam chidiriva chedyavayava sambandha viveka karane pravritta tad avayava dvaidi bhava phalavasana tatha nantariyekam ghata vijnanam nattat pramana phalam. See, by discrimination, if you are able to remove the darkness of the part and you can see the part, anupadisida tamo nivritti phalavasana. Yes, used. That is, the removal of ignorance, which is the fruit of the part that you don't want to have. Anupadisita. Let us come to the English portion. The knowledge by which the perception of the part is intended by removing the darkness fulfills its purpose when it removes the darkness. Even as the act of splitting the tree into two fulfills its purpose when the parts are revealed. In such a case, the knowledge of part manifests at once, and it is not the result of any instrument of knowledge. See. So, another proof is not necessary. That is, the another proof is not desired there. Anupadisita tamo nivritti phalavasana. You need not take any other proof. That's why he says, Ghata vijnanam na tat pramana phalam nantariyakam. He says, in such a case, the knowledge of part manifests at once, and it is not the result of any instrument of knowledge. Another proof is not necessary. As soon as you remove the ignorance with the help of discrimination and dispassion, you are at peace. Shivam, Advaitam, Shantam. In last time also I told, the king Yadu had been to the forest and seen Dattatreya. The whole world is burning with difficulties, and you are sitting here peacefully, calmly. How is it possible? Then he says, by my own mental strength, by my own imagination, I have made 24 masters. I learned the lessons from them. And I got the proof that the world is unreal. So I am in myself. See? Something that comes in Bhagavata. Whatever it may be, this is the essence. Another story also I told you. There is wife and husband, Raka, Baka. What are the names? Raka, Baka. Raka may be husband. One is the husband, another is the wife. They are having some dispassion. So they don't want to carry anything. Whatever in the forest they used to get, they used to eat and sleep. So the husband was going in front. And suddenly he sees a costly gem on the path. Gem. And he sees back, sees little away. So he took some sand and covered it because he is having dispassion. By the time when he has covered, she saw, you fellow, why you are putting mud on mud? See. Lostavat, they say. No. Matrvas Paradarana Lostavas Sarva Vishyanam Atmas Sarva Bhuteshu Yapashati Sapandita. So, actually, unuseful mud is called losta. Unuseful. Like that you should see the whole world, he says. That means the wife is having more discrimination and dispassion than the husband. He is seeing the difference. See? This you remember? I told you previously. After telling you must be remembering. Anyhow, at times I do repeat. Repetition is not a fault in Vedanta. Because we manage to forget nicely. Even the things we do, we forget. Again and again it is to be hammered on the mind. Now, suppose you are having much discrimination and dispassion, and in good moments of your meditation, you have understood the world is not there, only Atman is there and I am that. You are very happy. But as soon as you come out of the meditation, you forget that. You start all your dealings with the world. Says, why it happens so? The opponent is asking. Ghataspuranam nastaitvam abhivinjika pramatru vyaparasya astiratvat. Because so many waves and impressions are coming in your mind and they are going. You go to a big wave, so high you have taken. and immediately it falls down. The wave. So it is like that. That's why the same experience you cannot have all the time until and unless you get established in it. Established. Now, we want to have the knowledge of our own self, Atman. Now there is a part. You say, I am seeing the part. I know the part. So you are having the knowledge of the part. In that, two impressions are there. I am seeing the part, I know the part. Whereas, the self is not different from you. So, you need not tell, I am seeing the part, I am seeing the self. I am the self. That is, to see an object and to have the knowledge of an object, you should have two impressions. But whereas to know the self, only one. I am that. Huh? And again he says, and the knowledge is not in the object. You have seen the part, you know the part. So where is the knowledge? It is in your mind. Knowledge is not there in the part. Knowledge is in your own mind. In the same way, you need not have any outside objects to realize your own self. That's what he means to say here. Only remove the cover that he says again and again. Nacha tadvad api atmani adhyaropitanta pragyat viveka karne pravuttasya pratished vijnana pramanasya anupadisitanta pragyatvadi nivritti vitirekena turiye vyapara upapattihi. Similarly, the instrument of knowledge, proof, which arises from a negation of duality and which is direct towards the discrimination of the attributes, such as consists of internal world, which are superimposed on self, cannot have any other action in Turiya. No proof is not necessary. Apart from removing the unwanted attributes conscious of the internal world, for the cessation of the attributes such as the conscious of the internal world, etc., brings about simultaneously the cessation of distinction between the knower, the known, and the knowledge. See, in this 7th verse, Nanta Prajna, Na Bahit Prajna, he has given so many negations. Is it not? Here he says, apart from removing the unwanted attributes, for the cessation of the attributes such as brings about simultaneously the cessation of distinction between the tribute, the knower, the known, and the knowledge. They are removed. We say Savikalpa Samadhi and a Nirvikalpa Samadhi. No Vikalpa is there. No imagine. No Tripurti is not there. Trinity is not there. That's why he says, Antapragnyatvadi nivritti samakalameva pramatrittvadi bedha nivritti. Pramatritva, knower, the known and the knowledge. Here in the text, he has used the word etc. Adi. Pramatritvadi, the 4th sentence of the Bhashya. But the translator has expanded that Adi. Knower, the known, and the knowledge. Tatha ja vakshate jnate dvaitam na vidyate. And so shall be said later on, when the truth is realized, duality cannot exist. So, duality in the relative world, it is there. Even then, he sees the oneness. That is why he is not having any attachment or malice towards anything. Because he is seeing the oneness. With whom he will quarrel? He says, everybody is myself. So, there is a book by name Jivan Mukti Viveka by Vidyaranya. In that, after realizing, after the experience of the self, how a man lives the life. How he sees the very big book. So much it is described. How he moves in the relative world. Sthita prajnasya ka bhasha. Same thing has been told by Krishna. What are the attributes of a knower of Brahman? There, all the qualities are told of the realized person. So, those who want to realize should possess those attributes, qualities. See? In both the way it is useful. Both for the man who has realized and those who want to realize. In both the ways. When the truth is realized, duality cannot exist. That is the 18th Karika. This already went. Is it not? Or it is coming? It is coming. Oh. Oh. That is Jnate Dvaitam Nivritti, something like that it comes. Knowledge does not exist for another moment immediately after that of the cessation of knowledge. Now, the removal of the darkness and seeing the light, they happen in the same moment. There is no gap of time. There is no gap of time. But the followers of logic, they say, after the manufacturing of a part, after producing a part, for one moment, nothing is there in it, says. Nothing is there in but what we say here, there is no gap of time. So one moment there is no form, there is no object even, he says. Where it has gone? It has gone to his house or what? For one moment. Anyhow, they are having their own. Logic is necessary to prove these sayings of the Vedas or the Upanishads, not to contradict them. Knowledge does not exist for another moment. Immediately you get it. Immediately of that of cessation of duality. If it should continue, it will lead to infinitum, resulting in non-cessation of duality. Now you say, darkness has come and to remove the darkness, to get the light, some gap is necessary. You say, is not. If you say, to fill up that gap, another gap is necessary. To know your own self, if you want something in the middle, you have removed the cover of ignorance, and to get knowledge something else you want, save only time gap. So to fill up that time gap, something is necessary. So that something should be filled up by another thing. That's why he says, it will lead to infinitum, resulting in non-cessation of duality. For that. Where from it has come? From sun. Wow, that one from. So it goes on. That's why simply accept when the creation is started. What answer? This started, you are seeing.
The logician says that the gap is at the cause of another gap.
Yes, the gap has to be filled up. For that you need something else. Something else, where from it has come? Now you understand this like this. Previously I told, they say the creation is from minute atoms. One thing, atoms. One thing, what he says, what is there in the cause, it comes into the effect. But he says you cannot see the atoms. Two atoms becomes Dhinuka and three Dhinukas becomes Trisrenu. That's what he says. You can see the Trisrenu, but you cannot see the atom. Two atoms join and become one, the dual atom. Three dual atoms becomes one tri-atom, whatever you may call it. So you can see the effect, but not the cause. But what is he saying? He says what is there in the cause, it should come into the effect. So he is refuting in his own theory another thing. We accept only two causes, material cause, instrumental cause. Is it not? But he accepts another cause, asamavayi karanam. Now you have to understand a little here. See, two atoms are there. They join and they become one. But he says, in between another cause is there. That is the asamvaya karana. In between another thing is there. That is asamvaya. Now, to join two atoms, you are accepting another thing in the middle. Now, our question is, say, there is a thing. So, this thing should get attached to the X and again to the Y. So, in between another thing you have to bring to attach them. So, it goes to ad infinitum. Because you are accepting another cause. See? So, like this, many contradictions are there. That is called ad infinitum. We accept only two causes, but they accept another cause. He says material cause is there, instrumental cause is there, and asamvaya karana also is there. Material cause we see as the mud, and instrumental cause we see as the potter, and you accept something else. That also should be a thing. A thing to get attached, you should have another thing. So that is called ad infinitum. In the same way, if we accept some time gap in between, it will lead to infinitum. And finally, what will be the result? You will go nowhere. Therefore, it becomes established that evil such as conscious of the internal world, he says, very strong word he is using. Anta prajna, bahis prajna, prajnana ghana. What he says? He says evils. See? Wonderful word. And all the individuals are attached to these things only. Tasmat pratished ज्ञाते द्वैतम न विद्यते ज्ञानस्य द्वैत निवृत्ति क्षण व्यतिरेकेण क्षणांतर अनवस्थान अवस्थाने च अनवस्था प्रसंग अनवस्था is called ad infinitum. द्वैतम तस्मात् प्रतिषेध विज्ञान प्रमाण व्यापार समकाल एव आत्मनि अध्यारोपित अंतःप्रज्ञत्वादि अनर्थ निवृत्ति. दिस अनर्थ is used as evil. Iti siddham. So, up to this, he says, he gave the proof that something else is there. Besides this waking, dream and sleep. Something else is there. He says. Pramana Vishaya Pramanasya Samvidatmakatvat Aropita Nivritti. Whatever is superimposed, he remove, and as the support, you know, that is consciousness. Manajanya Phala Samvid Anapekshatvan. Simply remove what is superimposed. You need not have any other proof. Uncover. Yesterday I gave the simile. Remove the basket, you can see the light. Removing the basket is called removing the ignorance. He says, Brahmaivasan Brahmapyati. You are already Brahman. You need not get Brahman from somewhere else. It is already there within you. Jnate dvaitam na vidyate. That's why he says, after uncovering or knowing, there will not be duality. You will see the oneness. Then he says, you are removing the duality. Very good. The duality may take away your own self. Then what you are going to do? See, it takes that which are not the qualities of the Atman, Atad Dharma. To take away the unwanted knowledge, we take the support of the knowledge. Not to remove the knowledge. Is it not? That it is coming in the next page. So now Nanta Pragyamiti, now he is giving the meaning of the stanza, 7th mantra. Nanta Pragyam, that means removing the Tejasa. The assertion not conscious of the internal world indicates that it Turiya is not Tejasa. See, he is telling, in Turiya there is no Tejasa, not like that he is telling. In Turiya, if Tejasa is not there, then two things will be there. One thing has support, another thing has to remove. But that's why what he says, it, Turiya is not Tejasa. Only one thing is there. You could follow. If he says, in Turiya Tejasa is not there, that means Tejasa is a separate entity and Turiya is a separate entity. What he says, it is not Tejasa. Nanta Pragyamiti Tejasa Pratishedaha. It is not Taijasa. Nahi Pragyam Vishwa Pratishedaha. Similarly, the statement, not conscious of the external world, is to deny that it is not Vishwa. All the three states are superimposed on that. That's why they are not real. Only one thing is there. One thing you have imagined as four parts, four sections. Again he says, now ubhayata pragyam jagra swapnir antarala pratishedaha. At times, see, you are seeing a dream, you wanted to do something, you want to get up, you want to remove antarala avastha. That is in between. You know that this is a dream, I wanted to remove that. You cannot get up, you cannot do. So in between, oh, just now I have seen, you see, what happened in that is 1975, more than 40 years back. We were in training center as a brahmacharis. 3 brahmacharis are having a one room. That means all the 3 should. One cot this side, another cot this side. And mine is towards the wall. And that is 2nd floor. And there is a window just by my cot. And the windows are not having any, you see, only simply close the door and otherwise it is a void. In between nothing is there, glass or something, nothing is there. Only doors closed are. Because it is very hot, we have opened the doors. And I slept earlier. The other Swami is called Manmatha, he has not slept. So, as soon as I slept, I saw a dream. A black, the big mistakes, and a very, say, stout man. He has come, just is standing, he has entered from the window. Oh, I am shouting, thief, thief, thief. And the sound is so much, that fellow was disturbed. And what you are doing? I immediately got up. Oh, it is a dream. So, the shouting is in the waking state. And what we are seeing is in dream state. See? So, that is what we call the antarala avastha, intermediate. You are shouting, immediately you got up, but you are seeing. So from dream you have come to the waking. Same thing happens when you go from dream to. And what you call that, I told that boy putting the hand in the mouth and walking, sleeping, sleepwalking, something like that. But he has not got up afterwards. We have to wake him up again, whatever it may be. So mantrala avastha also is there. You can experience for yourself. Na pragyana ghanam. The consciousness of either the intermediate state between waking and dream is not denied. Not dense with the consciousness. Na pragyana ghanam susuptavastha pratishedaha. So in Atman there is no sleep. Swami Brahmananda, not this Brahmananda, the disciple of Sri Ramakrishna says, if you can meditate deeply, In the daytime, you need only 3 hours of sleep in the whole day, he says. 3 hours of sleep is sufficient. You need not sleep for long hours. Because the deep meditation itself, by that you will get so much of relaxation, he says. Relaxation. So, not done with the, but that I am the meditator, I am meditating, this also is not there. I am sleeping, from the sleep I woke up, now I am doing the work, this thing is also not there in the Atman. The state of deep sleep is denied since it is a causal condition rendering everything indistinguishable. It is causal. From there everything has come out. So the Atman is beyond the cause and effect. Now, the Bija Bhava Aviveka Rupatvat. Everything is Prajnana Ghana. So, in Atman, the cause also is not there. Na Prajnam. Not simple consciousness implies a denial of knowledge of everything simultaneously. Denial of knowledge, he says. Na pragyamiti igaba sarva vishya jnatritva pratishedha. Na pragyamiti achaitanya pratishedha. Statement not conscious denies insentience or insentient things. Nahi. Now, see, katham punar antapragnyatvadinam atmani gamimananam rajvado sarpado prasheda asattam gamyate. It says, how then do the attributes such as conscious of the internal world, etc., which rest with the self, becomes non-existence by mere negation? By mere negation, it is not there. How can we come to this conclusion? Like the snake in the rope becomes unseen. Rope is seen, snake is not seen. That's all right. Example is all right. Drishtanta. But how we have to experience that I am not having the sleeping state, not having the dream state, I am only the conscious Atman. For that, here he takes the support of the logic. Vimatam asatyam vibhicharitvat sampratipannavat. Sampratipanna is accepted both by the opponent and the Siddhanti. Sampratipanna. That is, you accept that the snake is not there on the rope. But here we say all these states, anta prajna, bahis prajna, prajnana ghana, prajnam, na prajnam, all these things are the point of controversy. But we prove that they are unreal because they are changing. Changing. See, antaprajna, bahitprajna, prajnana ghana, all these things. What is the question? You go to the question. Non-existence by mere negation. How can we accept? You are simply saying they are not there. But how to experience? That's why he's taking the support of the logic. You and I say there is no snake on the rope. There is no controversy. So, now you come that all these states, prajna, prajnana, ghananta prajna, bhayish prajna, I say they are unreal. What is the reason you are giving? Because they are changing. A changing thing is not permanent. As your physics says, a changing thing is not permanent, and you are not in one particular state. All the while you cannot be in waking, or in sleeping, or in samadhi. You are changing. The states are changing for you. That's why they are unreal. A real thing will not change. The Atman. That's why Swami Vivekananda was given an adjective. A good right fellow. A good right fellow. Good, right, R-I-G-H, right fellow. He was lecturing in one place, and they have just brought a wooden vessel, something like that, as a stage. All the boys, you see, young boys, you stand on it and give the lecture. All right, as you please. And then he was telling something like that. The Atman is not disturbed. It is beyond good and bad. No difficulties in it. It is never disturbed. Mind only is disturbed. Then from the behind, some boys, they have shooted just. The rounds are going. But Swamiji was not disturbed. Then the boys, a good right fellow. So here, the logic, you should understand the logic, you see. Because smoke we are seeing on the mountain, there is fire we infer. If no smoke is not there, fire cannot be there. In the same way, now here, because it is changing, it is not real. What are the changing? All these things which we have superimposed, so many things. Anta pragyam, bhayish pragyam, prajnana gana, nanta pragyam, na bhayish pragyam. All these things. They are changing. That's why, that is the reason given. Logic means reasoning. Because it is changing, it is not real. As the rope is not changing, but somebody sees as a snake, somebody sees as a garland, somebody sees something else. It is changing. Jnarupa avisheshepi iteretra vyabhicharat rajvadaviva sarpadharad vikalpitaha vedavat sarvatra avyabhicharat gyasurupasya satyatvam. Now, answer follows. Like the illusory notion of a snake, water line, etc., superimposed on the rope, above states superimposed on the self are seen to change mutually, each one into other, though these states are in fact the essence of consciousness alone and are not therefore distinct from each other. They are not different from consciousness. The snake that which you are seeing is not different from the rope. But snake is not there. Huh? Snake is not there. Huh? Even in the past, present and future. See, all the knowledge a man gets through the mind is only from extrovert things, from the outside things. Physics, chemistry, botany, geology, anthropology, logic, so many things. Simply wool gathering, my father used to say, into the mind. But here, you should remove the mind and you should go beyond the mind. This very few can do. Think of your own self which is inside. To get the outside knowledge is very easy. That's why Swamiji says, where science ends, there religion starts. So, the mind has to be dissolved. But Atman is there. Even after completely dissolving in experience Nirvikalpa Samadhi, because of prarabdha, you are there. You will not be removed. We are taking so many medicines. Tulasi we are taking, that another juice we are taking. Our homeopathy medicine has somebody and she has given ginger, so many things. But cold is not removed. So the Atman is something like that. You do whatever you like, it cannot be removed. Distinct from each other, since consciousness does not change under any condition, it is real. Now, then he says, we don't have any knowledge in the deep sleep state. So, but you say that we are not changing. There we don't do anything. There is no change in Sushupti. All right, waking is changing into dream. Dream is changing into sleep. Sleep is changing into dream. But the deep sleep is not changing. How can you say? Because they are mutually interchanging. Only Atman is real. For that he says, Sushupte vyabhicharati iti chenam sushuptasya anubhuyamanatvat. If it is held that consciousness changes in deep sleep, it is not correct. That's why you see the question how he puts. If it is held that consciousness changes in deep sleep, it is not correct. For there is the experience of deep sleep, and the Shruti too says, for the knower's act of knowing is never lost. One who wakes up from the deep sleep says, I slept well. Unless there is a witness, witnessing consciousness, it is not possible to speak of. So, the witnessing consciousness is different from sleep. Now, here, How to conclude? If mind is there, you should be carefully, you should hear attentively. For every experience, mind is necessary. Without mind, you cannot remember. And you say the mind is not working there. So, we say it is having two parts. Knowledge gathering part and experiencing part. That's why in the commentary, Bhashyakara says, now you take a piece of wood. Fire is there in the wood. If you lit it, you can see. But the fire is pervading the whole wood. In the same way, but you cannot see it. In the same way, the mind is there, pervading. When you wake up, then only you can see. So, they say two portions of the mind. One is experiencing factor. Another is knowledge gathering factor in the presence of the other objects. The first portion is off, knowledge gathering. Experience. That's why I slept well. It comes in logic. Why? Because without experience, you cannot remember. How do you say I slept well? That's why mostly I think in some Mandukya Upanishads, in some place, Bhashyakara says, the commentator, in sleeping state, mind pervades the whole body, just like the fire in the firewood. So don't think that you are completely absent. Then you will go above. We cannot bring you back. And this Atman, it is already there with you. So you cannot add anything in it, or you cannot take out anything from that. Heyopade rahitam. Now, previously he told, nahi vijñātar vijñāter viparilopo vidyate. Experience of deep sleep and the Shruti to say for the knowers, act of knowing is never lost. That is why he is not seen, because it. So it is unseen. Eva adrishtam. Then asmad adrishtam tasmad avyavaharyam, because it is not seen, though it is there. That is why there is no because it is unseen, therefore it is beyond comprehension. Avyavaharyam, because agrahyam, it cannot be grasped by the organs of action. Agrahyam karmendriyahi. Alakshanam, since it is no common characteristic that is distinguishable mark, it is beyond inference. See, he is telling about the Atman. You should not forget the subject under discussion, because he has removed all the adjectives he has described. That's why he's telling it is beyond inference. This, in other scriptures it is told, ko he vanyat ka pranyat, in Taittiriya it comes. Or in Kathopanishad it also it comes, I think. Ko hi eva anyat ka pranyat. Without that, how he can take the breath, etc. That means something is there. Huh? But here he says, you just infer that something is there. Because of it, the prana is working. But here what he says, alingam. It cannot be grasped since it is no common characteristic distributional mark. It is beyond inference. See, characteristics, distinguishable mark. That is the reason. You cannot infer. When yesterday I told you, when your existence is proved, then you are seeing an object before you. First you are there, then you can see an object. So, after seeing something you infer. So, who is there first? Your own self. So, it cannot be inferred. Atayeva chintyam, therefore it is unthinkable, so also undescribable words. Atayeva vyapadeshyam sabdaihi. With words you cannot describe. In our last session, one of the questioners asks Yajnavalkya, you show me as you show a cow. He says it cannot be. It is beyond words. Undescribable by words. Ekatma pratyasaram. This is more important. Its proof consists in the identity of the self. You see, what is the proof of the Atman? The God, the Almighty, all-powerful consciousness which exists. He says, its proof consists in the identity of the self in all states. The turiya should be spotted by the undeviating conviction. He says, mark the words, undeviating conviction that it is the one self that exists in all the states, such as waking, etc. So, this undeviating conviction should be there. Self is there, that is Atman, that is God. You cannot deny yourself. Or, because it is not an object of direct perception, or it is not an object of inference, atayeva. That is why he says. And it is not an object of the mind. You cannot express it through words. Then the opponent says, you cannot express it through words, and it is not an object, and there is no direct perception or inference. So a thing like that is not existing. Again, you cannot tell it in words. Huh? You cannot infer. It is not a thing for direct perception. That's why I say a thing does not exist like that. Then he says, Ekatma Pratyasaram. Its proof consists in the identity of the self in all states. Turiya should be spotted by undeviating conviction that it is the one self that exists in all the states, such as waking, etc. So this is the proof. That's why it exists. You never say, I am not there. Huh? Even rather you say at each and every moment, I. I am doing this, I am doing that, I am seeing this. Before starting a sentence, the I comes. So much identification that simply think all these states are at least during your meditations, you should think like that. These things are not there. And with the concentrated mind, whatever scriptures you read, reflect on those things and confirm yourself, yes, something is there beyond this. That is Atman. It is all pervading. It is omniscient. It is all knower. And that is full of light, resplendent. And it alone is real. Other things are unreal. It may mean that knowledge of the oneself only constitutes the means for the realizing Turiya, and hence the latter is the essence of the conception of oneself. Athayeva ekatma pratyasaram pramanam turiyasya adhigame tat turiyam ekatma pratyasaram atma ityeva upasita. Many times we heard in Brihadaranyaka. Shruti also says, one should meditate upon it as the self. Consciousness. Chaitanya. It is not an inert thing. By deeply, concentratedly, if you meditate, within no time you can understand. Drishyate tvagriya buddhya. Concentrated. Drishyate tvagriya buddhya sukshmaya sukshmadarshini. You should be able to understand the subtler things. And concentrated mind. Within no time you will understand, you will experience that which is existing. That means, so far your mind is not concentrated. And another thing, you are not habituated to see the subtler things. It is subtler than the space. How it becomes subtle? Constantly thinking of it and removing the desires. See, you cannot deny your own existence. Then what you are denying? That which is not existing. Which the scripture says, what is real and what is unreal. That is why we should take the support of the scriptures. What is that sloka in Samsara Sagaram Ghoram Ichyatatyo Narha Gita Sama Sadhya Gita Navam Sama Sadhya Param Yati Sukhena. One who wanted to cross this world of non-existence, you should take the support of the boat. What is that boat? Gita. Gita Navam Sama Param Yati Sukhena Saha. So, you keep a Gita book under your pillow and sleep, you will get away. That, what it is told there, that you should follow. You should put into practice. That means that you are sitting on the boat to cross the river or whatever it may be. In olden days, there are not so big ships. They used to construct small boats, and they say the Columbus has discovered America by small boat. So that is Gita Navam Sama Sadhya. What it is written there, that we should put into practice. This also he told. Morning you are coming and prostrating to Swami Swarupananji. You are giving so much of respect. But if you don't follow his instructions, what is the use of that prostration? So you say, I believe in Gita, I read Gita, but reading should not live with reading. The reading or the study should put into practice. Then you are completely respecting Gita. Further, Antaprajnadistani dharma pratishedha krataha. All the attributes consists of internal world, etc., pertaining to the state, such as Vishwa has been negated. Prapanchopasamam iti jagradadisthana dharma bhava. Now, by showing Turiya the state in which all the phenomena have ceased, the attributes that are said belong to the state of waking are denied. Prapanchopasamam, all the phenomenal world negated, he says. Atayeva shantam. Therefore, itself, it is without any change and is auspicious. Shivam, no change, shantam, and auspicious. In this connection, again I remind you, last time I told, all the names that you take are having the meaning of, see, this one Atman. That is, no qualities and no form. How? Now Shiva. The Sanskrit meaning goes Sheti Papam iti Shiva. By thinking of it, all your sins are removed. That is the meaning of Shiva. Durga. Durgena Gantam Yogya. With great difficulty you can realize your own self. That is called Durga. And then Keshava, the creator, the destroyer, and the sustainer is called Keshava. Ka is Brahma. Isha, destroyer. Va is Vishnu, sustainer. So, the world is created and destroyed. So, by taking the name of the Lord Keshava, he destroys the world. Rama, Ramante Yogino Yasmin, all the yogis, they think deeply of the Atman. So, it is called Rama. Yogis, where they deeply think of the thing of the Atman, that is called Rama. So, like this, every word, it takes you to the non-dual Atma. That is the beauty of Sanskrit. So, now suppose we chant so many names, Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, Lakshmi, Shiva Sahasranama, all this, so many. Everything you can define as a non-dual. That's why it says, it is without any change. Shiva means what he wrote, meaning auspicious. He has not the name of Shiva is not written. You can understand from this. Advaitam Veda Vikalpa Rahitam, since it is non-dual, devoid of illusory notions of difference. And then Chaturtham Turiyam. And again he says, Turiya, the fourth, because it is distinct from the preceding three quarters, which are but appearances. They are just appearances. Here, Shantam, that without any change. So the subcommentary says, Ragadvesha Rahitam, no attachment, no malice. That's why he is without any change. Then Parishuddham, Paramananda Bodha Rupam. Subcommentary says, it is pure and it is absolute bliss and it is experience, bodha. Gyapti jnanam I told. Experience. That is called Shiva, he says. And Turiyam, there is no duality, Dvaita Bhava. Advaitam Veda Vikalpaha. So, Veda Vikalpa Rahitam, that's why it is called non-dual. Sankhya Vishesha Bhavat Kalpitas Vyakhyana Vyakhyayam Chaturtham Turiyam Sa Atma. He says, Chaturtham Turiyam Manyante Pratiyamana Padatre Vailakshanyat. Turiya the fourth, because it is distinct from the three quarters, which are but appearances. So for that he says, there is no numbering. 1, 2, second, third, fourth, like that. No numbering is there in the Atman. They are all the first quarter, second quarter, they are all superimposed. That is why it is called the fourth. And he says, Satma Savigneyaha. The assertion that is the self, that is to be known, is meant to show Even as the rope is seen to be distinct from the snake, the narrow line on the ground and the sticks, etc., which are mere appearances, the self too should be known as distinct from the three states of superimposed on it, as declared by Mahavakya Davardhan. So, whatever is superimposed, like the snake and the narrow line on the ground, the stick, the garland, whatever you may call, remove all those things. Mere appearances, that is, just appear. Their existence is not there. But they appear. That's all. In the same way, in the Atman, everything is superimposed. The what that? Sa Atma sa Vijñeya प्रतीयमान सर्प भूचित्र दंडादि व्यतिरिक्ता यथा रज्जुस तथा तत्वमसि इत्यादि वाक्यार्थ आत्मा दृष्टो दृष्टा नए दृष्टो दृष्टेर विपर्लोपो विद्यते इत्यादि विरुक्तो यह सविज्ञेया इति भूतपूर्व गत्या ज्ञाते द्वैता भावः. The word that, and by the other suttis, he the unseen is the seer, unseen. We see the light in a theater, but where is our concentration on the curtain? Curtain is not changing, but we don't see the light. Light is coming, focus is coming through hole, with a hole, from a hole they put the focus. Isn't it? That's why he says here, is the unseen, is the seer. For the sight of the seer is never lost, is only the seer, never lost. Tiriya should be known, and this is said on the basis of previously unknown state. It is known why it is told you are already that. Because you say in your previous states, unknown, because duality disappears when knowledge dawns, all these things he has told. It has to be known without any adjectives. You should know. Adjectives are not seen. That's why it is explained by negating the adjectives. Now, how to know? Bhuta Purva Gatya, he says. Bhuta Purva Gatya means, in Vedanta they give a story, see. 10 students, they crossed a river and they forgot to count themselves, and they are counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Oh, one of our students, while crossing the river, had passed away. They all started weeping. Everybody counts like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Not counting the 10th. Then another person comes, why you are all weeping? One of our students have passed away. Then first he says, no, the 10th man is there. Paroksha Jnana. Now count from yourself. 1, 2, 3. Now it has become 12. In this way, you are there. If your garland goes back, you say, oh, where is the garland, Guru? Not seeing. But somebody says, it is there, you bring it in front. At times we keep something in our own hands, say a key or something small thing. We forget, start searching here and there. It is in your hand. Somebody has to tell others, oh, it is here. So we have forgotten about our real nature.